I'm a bird, mother. I'm a bird.
Western companies force Japan to censor everything or make no money. So this is a continuation of the original topic we did on the anime censorship. If you want to watch the continuation, I will link it. But basically, it's not only the creator of Love Hina that is being targeted now. There are multiple companies / studios that are being targeted.
2 days ago, I made a video discussing that Japan was being forced to censor itself from the very source from Western companies. 2 days later, and we have Yoko Taro speaking out on the subject, but also there is more websites that are now being affected by Western credit card companies like Visa and MasterCard. And this problem is getting worse and worse. And once again, you know things are reaching into a very dire level when you literally have Yoko Taro himself, the creator of Nier, and the one that brought the iconic character to be to life, when he is speaking out about this, and he is talking about how this is not good, that this is, dangerous, and that we're going into an area that could honestly really censor and hurt Japan. Things are no longer just small. This isn't small scale. This is really now starting to affect just media and entertainment in Japan.
And my main issue with all of that is, I've seen comments of people saying, oh, why won't you just stop using Visa or MasterCard? Because that's the most accepted way of banks and cards globally. It's not as if you just switch the brand of your toilet paper.
Yeah, no. It's universally used.
So applying the logic of just stop using them doesn't work in this situation. And as well as, I still do not understand the logic of censoring anime and manga. I don't see the logic of censoring that. You already have stuff like, honestly, extremely explicit and open in movies and shows who are the movies that are rated PG-13. It's even worse in that, but for some reason, the stance is being made that anime has to be censored.
And once again, when you have someone like Yoko Taro that is very well known speaking out about this, this is no longer just a small matter. I've actually seen quite a few content creators and big people on social media platforms now starting to speak out about this thanks to Yoko Taro's statement here. So let's dive head first into this and let's talk about what has happened now just today. So basically, earlier this morning, there was an announcement that Melon Books is effectively been gutted, aka Visa and MasterCard forms of payment have been removed from its site. This is an ongoing thing that's been happening for about a year and a half, maybe 2 years, for a while now, where there's a lot of different sites that have had their payment systems removed because Visa, MasterCard, and other credit card companies are just pulling out. And the reason for this is because of just regular anime content, but also adult content as well. For instance, one site in particular that obviously got this done to them is DL site, which houses a lot of visual novels, not just for regular people, but also for people that want more of a spicier side, people that want 18 plus content. Then you also have Pixiv as well that has a lot of fan servicey, ecchi type art on it. They also had their payment platform basically, for instance Visa, MasterCard, removed from their platform. And after that, these credit card companies tried to make a statement about 6 or 7 months ago saying that it wasn't necessarily their fault, it's the merchant's fault. It's like this middleman or something between the card, the money exchange, and the person. I don't really know fully about that whole area, so I'm not going to dive too deep into that, but the more this keeps happening, the more I'm led to believe it's not necessarily a middleman, and Visa and MasterCard has really just shifted the blame onto someone else, when in reality, I think they really should be to blame for this, because they are effectively just if you don't bow down and bend the knee to our censorship, you will have to make no money. You will make no money. It's quite a threat, honestly. It's a huge threat, and it's messed up. But once again, let's get into Melon Books. So this is a site that honestly I've never used before. I didn't know much about them. I have heard the name in passing. I never used them though. But according to what I found out today, they are a very big site, a huge site actually, that houses doujins, 18 plus content, and I believe regular Blu-rays and DVDs and stuff, merchandise as well. They don't just have adult content on the site, but they do have it. And basically, because of that, once again, these credit card companies and debit card companies are backing up from the site and have effectively today removed their form of payments. Now, the only form of payment currently that I am aware of that is on the site now is the Japanese-based card company that you can use to make purchases, and I believe some other slight forms of payment, but basically the main forms of payment, and those that theoretically, let's say, live in the West or different countries that use a MasterCard or Visa card cannot use this site anymore because of what the credit card, debit card companies have done now. So this is
just so stupid.
Yeah. See, at this point, if they're gonna do that with like anime stuff, well, why aren't they pulling out of Twitch or YouTube and all that stuff? Well, not YouTube specifically, but Twitch specifically with all the
Or Kick.
Or Kick, or Rumble, or
Twitter,
whatever.
Or Instagram, or Pinterest, or Tumblr.
Yeah.
And also, how many underage people do you know who actually have a Visa or MasterCard?
None.
Like, where it's their own.
None. It's illegal in the US to open your own bank account until you're like 18 or something.
So they cannot even run the excuse that it's for protection of underage children.
Yeah, but they can use gift cards though.
Is it the whole fact that adult people shouldn't even be able to enjoy what they are enjoying? So is it like a narration of what an adult person can enjoy?
This is legitimately just straight up full-blown censorship, and the fact that you have these companies basically saying that we are going to attack freedom of expression in fiction and content that is literally described as adult content and is only meant for adult content, it's just like, why are you trying to get all uppity and trying to control what people want to use with their money? For instance, when you buy a debit card, or like when you get a debit card or credit card, let's be completely blunt, anyone that has one, if you want to use your card to buy something, you're wanting to use your money to buy it. Why are you stopping me from using my card to buy something? Like, that is absolutely crazy. Your only job as a card company is to literally be the vessel, the vehicle to deliver my money from my bank or wherever to buy the said purchase of what I want. And the fact that they are dictating what I can or cannot get, it's absolutely insane. That is legitimately wild that these companies are trying to play some form of, like, purist type vibe or whatever going on here, when it's like...
So since when has Visa and MasterCard felt this power drunk? It's like they found out that they can manipulate the market and dictate the market. They felt that rush. They felt that adrenaline of, hey, if we literally say that, hey, you cannot use our services to buy something specific, that specific service will completely become null and void.
Like, you shouldn't even have any form of agenda, just completely disconnect, nobody gives a crap, you're just meant to allow me to buy the goods I want to buy.
Exactly.
So it's legitimately insane.
And it's not like some anime is our freaking some black market stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's a drawn. Like, don't you have some better things to do? With this effect, they also should shut down freaking Fiverr. They should shut down DeviantArt. They should shut down Amazon. Like, what logic is this? You know how much stuff you can buy on Amazon? I kid you not. Open Amazon right now. Type in.
But anyways, Melon Books obviously hasn't fully bent the knee because they do have other forms of payment, but this is once again an ongoing story that continuously is getting worse, and like I said, is now seeping not just into the anime and manga content in Japan, but it's obviously now starting to potentially affect gaming as well in
I mean, okay, to be real, what MasterCard and Visa are doing, quite genuinely, that means there's an open slot in the market to become the new Visa and MasterCard.
Japan, and Yoko Taro making a statement about this does prove that it is a very dire situation and something needs to be done. Like I said, I don't have an answer for this. I really don't. The only answer I theoretically could have is if, like, for instance, there was a card company that legitimately just didn't want to straight up control what you buy with your own money. Something like that. That is legitimately the only way I could see around this, or just laws put in place, not just from in Japan, but other Western-like countries, to really stop something like this. Because this theoretically just blocks freedom of expression, and it's manipulating a country with a, you know, a card company that's in a completely different country. It's messed up, honestly. And it's just like, if you don't censor yourself, we're not going to allow you to get money. That's the statement being made here. So yeah, more or less, this is kind of similar to what I talked about 2 days ago, but this, once again, is an update to what's going on, and it's just extremely gross, man. Like, they really are cracking down hard on anime and manga, and they are really trying to censor. They're really trying to make sure.
I was genuinely hoping that the next time we do a follow-up on this topic is going to be further away and some resolution updates. Not that it will go downhill even more.
I wonder if Chibi's gonna like go dive into it and discover this is actually a bigger umbrella than he thought.
Chibi doesn't really dive deep into this. It's better that way, especially for him after what he's going through and still is going through.
Oh, true. That is true.
It's better for his mental health.
That, like, any form of, like, adultish content or even regular content is just not able to be purchased whatsoever, and trying to drain these companies dry, like Japanese companies dry, where they no longer can actually operate. It's pretty gross, man. It's really gross. Hopefully more people talk about this and we see some more pushback, because more people need to become aware of this. This is definitely something that people need to be talking about, because this is a huge issue. This is a huge issue, not just for people wanting to buy anime and manga related goods, even if it's 18 plus content. It's a huge issue because it will seep into every form of anime and manga if left unchecked. Because once the...
Not just that, I don't think if this actually works and works out with censoring anime and manga, it basically sets a precedent that they can do that with any entertainment, anything they want. It can literally seep through a point where they feel like they can narrate what people use day to day, what people watch day to day, what people say day to day. It can seep into anything if they get away with this.
The door is open. That door is not going to close. It's just going to keep getting wider, wider, and wider. It's going to open all the way, and eventually everything in Japan affiliated with anime, manga, and even gaming is going to be censored. So this is not a small issue. This is something that people need to be aware of, and this does need to be spread. Even if you don't spread my video, even through word of mouth and talking about it with people online is very important right now, and I think more people need to become aware of this. But I want to leave it at that. Thank you so much for watching. May all of you have a fantastic day or night wherever you live. Be safe, stay healthy, and Shibi out.
Well, I will definitely post this tomorrow because the conversation, it needs to continue. More people should be talking about it. More people should be aware of the censorship that is happening, and more people should consider if they will get away with censoring anime and manga, where will they stop?